Yeah, see?
Asakusa.
We use actual our noggin there.
Why you didn't just try violence?
Oh yeah. We're done with gun waving
Was this place this
so
dark before?
yes, it's always been kind of weird. Oh, maybe she can get the thing now because it's the second person.
Sorry, I'll never forget a customer's face, and you already had the satisfying experience. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. You already have the satisfying expression of someone who's eaten my food already.
Oh, I thought because Maya was
Terrible.
here.
No,
Maybe able to get
Ma's
it.
not actually here. She's just near mine.
Don't be like that.
That's what I do. Mai? What are you doing here? Did you make her? Did she make you come?
It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk to you, but you wouldn't have sent her away.
This woman almost killed you. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely, if you need to talk to me, you can come yourself. My sister didn't need to be involved. Gosh, sorry.
No, if I came alone, you just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see.
See what? What are you talking about?
Ugh.
Mia?
What the crap?
I don't know. Sorry. Where did you get that? Put it away.
So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me.
That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place?
Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. Sorry, Ito, we don't care about you right now.
Mai, I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you.
You're wrong. Back in April, when Mai was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to.
Looking for it? I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you.
The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad?
Yes, and so much more.
So much more.
They're the children the kami descended from Izanagi.
You are Izanagi's avatar reincarnated.
I first saw that mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Common Kai, of which our parents were members.
Cool. Hey, remember the cult we suggested back then?
Yeah, we
Nailed
did say
it.
cult. Yeah, we did say cult in the first one.
A cult? You're kidding. How'd your parents get mixed up in that?
I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Tokomasi, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning a PhD. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead.
Ouch.
The Common Kai were one of many such groups back then. I was a child, didn't understand, but thinking about it, how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgettable. The mask was on the compound. For what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know.
Do you think there are any members of the Komkai left who know?
No, you see, there are no surviving members.
Oh, did they have a Kool-Aid moment?
They died, all of them, including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room while we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark, and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with Mai in arms and me dragging behind. When we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in the house, right in those woods, was all a bad dream. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't... Oh gosh, I'm sorry. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, you're good.
As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to figure out the Common Kai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents were so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace.
Mom and Dad died as part of some cult? I don't believe it.
It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live a normal life with the stigma of the common Kai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing Kendo gave me some measure of control of my life again. But Grandma, who made a choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in the sewers, holding nothing but the mask. The same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from the past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It's the only way I could move on with my life.
It doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandma in the first place.
I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it.
Wait, Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't remember any of this.
You were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to this private schools away from Kamakura.
Wow.
I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it, and she was much better by the time we returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't no use to you.
I assure you, I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from.
If that's true, I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person.
No, Mai. You've helped plenty, but I have to do this on my own.
Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't be involved in something so dangerous. I've already thought I'd lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now.
Alright. Thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for your help, Mai.
You're right, Mai. I'll come visit you soon. Looks like she's gone. Mai's not here. There's no need to be coy. No doubt taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it.
The talk!
I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have dreamed of on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to Mai again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wooden paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe this. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street, there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in. You did. An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask's truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he may be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Good.
Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is.
I hope so, but please, Detective, be careful.
Cool!
Investigation.
That was some really good information.
Yeah, that was
So there really was a cult, huh? That's,
cult. They had the mask, and the mask mysteriously ended up with the Kawana family. And Reina was looking for the Kawana family.
yes, she was. But how does she know them? Like, how does she have that connection?
So, what was the mom's name? Emiko?
Emiko or something like that.
Yeah. I wonder... What if Reina... Well, no, because he said his mom was getting her PhD.
Yeah, I don't think it's Reina. I don't think
Yeah, I
she
was
is the
wondering. I
mom.
wonder if that was. Yeah, but what if that was the mom? Like
No,
the
but
mom
maybe
from the
she was involved in
past.
the cult too? Not
Yeah, Raina
sure.
could have been a member of the cult, maybe.
Alright, let's go in the tea shop.
Welcome, come in. Do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you?
How can I help you? Are you
Yasuhisa.
Yasuhina? Yasuhisa? Yeah.
Isa.
Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you.
Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Still prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be a wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with?
I'm looking into a few things related to the Common Kai. The group his family got up in.
Ah, more difficult answer than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa, sorry. The second is an ancient order, over 1,000 years old.
But are they really different? Are they
Yes, a
one and the same?
revival of the order.
Stop doing that!
What's
Ito,
that
you
you're
gotta let us
holding?
know.
What's that you're holding?
I was told it's related to the Common Kai. The newer one. The one that you said, and that you could tell me about it.
Ah, that explains many things, child. So, that far off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many, many questions.
Please do.
Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human face we hide underneath them.
Hmm.
Isn't that like an old Japanese proverb, like we are just the mask we wear or whatever?
Yeah, probably.
I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history.
I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that.
Ah, but that itself is a essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to the root. Relics like that, when you hold, often take unusual routes to where they end up.
Relic. It was from the Common Kai cult from the 90s, and I hardly call it a relic.
Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order
Oh, you cut off.
I cut off?
After in order.
In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. Sorry if I got too quiet.
You're good.
He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it.
For instance?
Like, why... Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you.
Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place. Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real. Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you. Oh yes, I know about those things too.
How could you know about that?
When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you look into that inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows?
Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise.
Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that?
It's almost like I enter a weird realm of like behind the curtain and like fight monsters and do. I'm trying to make a reference to Deadly Premonition and the what did he call it? The like battle segments you went into in that game. What do you call it? Like metaphysical investigation or something. He had like a weird term for it.
It's something like that. Something.
Yeah, it's definitely something weird. I don't remember. But if none of you have gone into that adventure, go into that adventure. That's a freaking trip.
Deadly Premonition?
Oof.
Oh yeah, that's quite the interesting story and game.
I don't remember telling you I was a detective.
Huh. My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. That's suspicious.
Suspicious.
I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort?
I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground.
Ah, yes. Knowledge is a light in the dark places, is it not?
Hmm.
Think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate, pre-measured threads that determine our deeds, our wishes and our ends the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in our universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds, and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed?
First off, is there really a difference when you come to a non-biblical stance? Because either way, you can't control it, you can't know it. So chance and fate might as well be the same thing. You get what I'm saying there?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But what I'm saying, I think that the difference here, for the purpose
Oh
of the
yeah,
game,
yeah,
is that fate it's predetermined, right?
yeah.
There's a line that you like. There's a path you have to take. There's no options. Chances that there are circumstances where something can influence your decision. I mean, effectively, that is the same thing. It's kind of a silly question.
Yeah,
So, I wonder if actually choosing either one is really just the same thing, and
I
that's the
do
point.
wonder. Yeah, I mean, biblically, we know predestined by the Lord's
So,
love, but
so
we
you
have
believe
volition
that
here.
the chances that occur allow you to choose your own route amongst many, or do you believe that there's literally only one and that fate will always force you to go down that one thing? Is basically what the question is.
We're talking in terms of the streams here, right?
Yeah, of this game, yeah,
Yeah.
of Tokyo Dark. Like, what do you think your
Um,
answer as Ito should be? That
I don't know. Watson, your
I
thoughts?
mean, you've made choices. There's been some
Oh yeah,
chaos.
we've made complicated
Sometimes it doesn't
choices.
play very well. I think if you were trying to get a perfect spin score, Fate would be the answer. But I think the fact that you're playing the game to play the game, and you've made some odd choices that you've been criticized for making, but
Oops.
you're not undoing them, I think that means you probably do believe in chance more, right?
Ah, so the thing I hate the most, odds and
It's not
happenstance.
it's not really odds though. It's more like I said, it's alternate possibilities, and the chaos of life can influence you going one way or the other.
How much
So
do
it's
you
not
think this choice really matters? I think that first question you said is really
yeah.
pertinent.
That's what my point was. I have a strange feeling that this is inconsequential. It's just to give you an option and make you feel like you're making something important
We're
choice that you have.
unprofessional. We don't believe in fate. We leave it up to chance.
Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late.
Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. You said the mask was made by the old Kamikai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for.
Ah, yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry. It is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject.
What kind of book?
A book of the missing variety. I'm sorry.
You're
I
awful.
just. It concerns the mask bearer.
Mask bearer? Huh. That's me, right?
Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me.
Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking?
Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside the building, in fact. As I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop.
He's right outside. This won't take long. I'll be right back.
It's because
Who is this? Yeah, who is this person gonna be?
His spirit bound to this shop.
Is it gonna be the Takoyaki guy?
That has the book? Maybe he's outside. There's no one that way.
I mean, he is the only one here.
You had
I guess, yeah.
Ask about the tea shop. The old tea shop next door. Isn't that the place? Isn't that place closed down?
Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it?
Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street, on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him in there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, eh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something, and he's trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all.
Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Uh-oh! Dream!
Oh jeez.
Go on.
Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but you know, I spend a lot of time outside, and half the time the door's wide open. So one day, a few months back, I decided to take a look around, and nothing suspicious or anything. Nothing. I was just
curious. I'm curious, I tell you.
Hey, curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was all sorts of weird stuff lying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on the standby for when that happens, you know? So I figured a little gift would cheer him up.
Of, like, ancient cult practices?
I have no idea what this book is actually about then. And back then, he was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with them.
Ugh.
He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Oops, getting off track there again. I was headed to visit him with the little god book when I got his phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills.
Ugh.
Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns, with the door unlocked. No!
Oh no!
Is it Daiso?
Is it Daiso?
A customer came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he'd still be here.
No, it might be Daiso. No, our boy. Is this because we said he should pursue something different?
I wonder.
Oh no. It's quite a story. Sounds like he wanted to be found.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital, tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him too, you know? I think it helped for a minute, anyhow. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to the Toxico bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother, and I worry about him. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. Originally, my brother's bitch ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. So I thought he's holding on to...
It's definitely Daiso. Gosh dang it.
I was trying to kill himself. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. Yeah, it's Daiso. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws sank deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef, and we can make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passersby and getting some sunshine in is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are doing really well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku at any rate.
Shinjuku? Now you tell, how have you not figured it out, sweetie?
Yeah, she's not a good detective. Yeah, and a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address?
Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right?
You know him? Small world. It's probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Wow, that's mean.
Well,
Tell him his brother. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's more like he's been. It's mean, yeah, but I think it's also like, haha, yeah, he's been depressed. Please help.
I guess. Whatever. Tell him his brother, Haruto, says hi. Haruto.
Oh,
Well, you read it. Tell him that takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here.
I'll do that. Thanks for all your help. Oh, Daizo. Daizo, no. Our sweet
Daizo.
boy.
He's a good ally.
Oh, we have to go get him. We have to go get him.
So busy.
Daizo!
Yeah, it's the wooden door. I was like, why'd you pass it?
I couldn't remember.
It's gonna be odd. Was that Daizo or you Daizo?
You can take him because I got Ito,
yeah.
so go back and forth.
Hi, Yami. How can I help you today?
Hey, Daizo. How are things?
Oh, you know, same old, same old.
Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today.
Haruto? You mean you met Haruto? What are the chances?
Who knows? It was pretty random. It was a pretty crazy chance encounter.
Chance encounter, that's right. Huh. Who'd have thought? So, is he still selling takoyaki at the stand? Did he say anything?
He is. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands for the future of cuisine. You should go and help him.
Yeah, you talked to Haruto, alright. Always the optimist, that guy.
Poor Daiso. I feel so bad for our boy. I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago?
The only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you. Yeah.
He said he gave it to you when you're in the hospital.
Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, that dolt's bringing me stuff all the time. Always trying to drag me kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener.
This would have been more recently. After a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask.
Oh, no, it's fine. That idiot. Always running his mouth. Friggin' traitor. Those were just some, hard times. Nothing serious. I just drank too much is all.
You gotta get help, Daiso. This is not gonna go away.
I'm sorry, Detective, but I don't want to talk about it.
Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso.
Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine, though, back in the hospital. It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger, when things weren't quite so complicated. Wait there a second. I may have it in the storeroom still. Dang it. Sorry, Yami, hold on a sec. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out. Huh?
Sell it.
Here it is. It's yours, Detective.
Oh, there she is.
Huh. Hey, no wonder I recognize that photo you brought by. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby.
Reina.
No, Ruby, see? It says so right here on the corner, on the cover.
Oh.
Pretty crazy that it was still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. I wonder why we keep running into each other.
Maybe it's just random happenstance. Weird luck, I guess. Haha.
I don't buy it. You're a hell of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose.
If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this?
Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of the old junk.
Thank you.
See you around, Yami.
Take care, Daiso. Can we
Don't kill
improve?
yourself, Daiso.
Can we improve your life somehow? I feel so
You
bad
can't.
for
I mean, you already told
Daiso.
him to change up his job, and he killed himself, or tried to kill himself. Excuse me. So maybe not. Maybe just leave him alone. But you shouldn't do it. Something. You should have someone else do something.
Yeah, he needs to see a professional. All right, back over we go. We're gonna take care of this a little
Awesome.
bit, and then we'll probably stop.
Okay.
I want to wrap up this section.
The tea shop. So ominous.
Wait, can we talk to him about his brother?
Yeah, you can talk to him about his brother, probably. Nope.
Nah.
Nope.
He's like, he's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. He almost killed himself, but he's good. He didn't do it.
Okay,
welcome
I
back.
was gonna point this out. Do you remember when we were with the collector? This
Yeah.
is kind of meta, but that's fine. Look at Ito's picture, right? Look at her.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
him.
He's fuzzy.
Yeah. The same thing was
Yeah.
true for the collector. I noticed it.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're both spirits.
Something like that for sure.
Or like kami maybe, but yeah, there's some kind of they're not people. They're not
Yeah,
real
they're just
people.
not just like normal like dudes.
Welcome back, detective. Is that my book I see in your hands?
Guess I'm a little surprised. They're trying to tell me Reina is the mask bearer you talked about. That's hard to believe.
Does it surprise you? After all, it is she who you see in the dark, is it not?
The dark. That's what the collector called it too. How'd Reina get tied up in all this?
I only know I only know that somehow that the girl's path and the mask collided as if by chance. What circumstance led to this intersection? What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid.
We're gonna learn about that when we go to the other location.
Probably. People always see history as something in the distant past, involving old men and black and white pictures. Such a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection, and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. A teen idol, an ancient order, the tool they created, and the detective who holds it now, all forming a neat and tidy line.
Reina was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not a part of a sleeper cell of some cult. It doesn't add up.
Oh, that detective, we can agree. So on that detective, we can agree. So why don't we start at the beginning? To how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times, now in the year 1333.
Oh, 1333! Oh, sorry, I had to.
At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and so many after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nita clan, loyal to Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide.
Oh, that's not honor.
However, the Hojo and Nita clans, embroiled in their quest for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Common Kai. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets, observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Chikako Shichojo, the last survivor of the Common Kai.
Okay. So whatever the Common Kai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right?
No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Shichojo did not survive by chance. She was chosen.
Chosen for what?
To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that was so much death afforded. To become the first mask bearer.
Mask bearer? The Common Kai used the deaths of all those people to create this. Why?
Legend has it the Common Kai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm where our consciousness ceases to be and time holds no meaning. A place where cause and effect could be changed.
Why? Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that?
To stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and the rules of which govern our world are of no consequence. This is the power of the door. To a mortal mind, obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishments, Such power would corrupt absolutely. Power over death.
Hmm.
So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with the tool to control and see it in the darkness.
It's true. All of it. Sounds like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door could be the key to bringing Tanaka back.
Some doors, no matter how strong they call to us, are not meant to be opened, and the common Kai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. Sorry. The mask opens the mind to all who come in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you.
Maybe you're right. But I could at least use it to find my way in the dark. Just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected to it.
That is a mystery, as Mr. Kawana told you. The last known location of the mask was the Common Kai cult, only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Common Kai under Tokimasa. They existed, and then, on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There were many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, or that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere deep in the police records, and though I remain curious, it is not something I have access to.
Well, we technically can.
Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out about the last days of the Common Kai may help light your path to the truth. Though I wonder if such an object, bred from suffering, can truly put an end to it. It is you who can finally break this terrible cycle. Is it you, sir? I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective.
So tired. He gave us the Yoda goodbye. Rest. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasushi casually laid out everything I've experienced and that he was reading out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. Sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can see it. The bridge between Kamakura Samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer? But how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I met him I entered their world. I could start to understand, however faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Days turn to night, the hours bleed into each other. Even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. My head. Maybe I should take my medication? Possible as it seems. Following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to the Common Kai. Finding the police report is my only way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that could happen? I should head to police HQ and see what I can find. Okay. Before that, I want to see... Gosh, I want to go back to the apartment.
You can't. Won't let you.
I actually genuinely want to take a pill because our investigation's so high that it can take a hit so our sanity can go up.
Yeah.
Not that our sanity's awful, we are stable, but another, like, plus 10 would be very nice. Well, I think that's where we're gonna have to stop then.
There was one detail we got that I think explains what Reina is.
Really? Tell me, Watson. Share your notes.
Well, if the more modern version of the Common Kai all killed themselves to create a new bearer, it had to be Reina, right?
Oh! You
So-
think she was,
so
like,
Reina-
born there?
Well, no, she was an idol at the time. 96, they killed themselves. She was an idol in 96, right? When
Right.
year on the photo.
That's
So
correlated.
like she was an idol. The Tokimasa like must have picked her to be the representative.
And then it just kind of got laid on her. And then she
Yeah,
started to go,
dude.
like, insane.
Right. Right. Well, she needed her mask back to control her access to the door.
Because now she's, like, led by it. She's plagued by it.
Right.
Kind of like a much worse version of what our girl Ito's going through, because she's not the bearer, but she's still having the residual effects because she's
Right.
holding onto the
Right.
mask.
Right. Yeah, the darkness that the mask allows to
Darkness
contact
encroaching.
is messing with her as well.
Dude, that's awesome. This is really
It's pretty
cool.
good.
I like this. I think we can both agree. Watson, I think we can reach one conclusion. This is definitely supernatural now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely supernatural now. Between the collector and the guy we just talked to, for his name,
Oh,
Ray.
yeah. They were like super,
They're
like,
both.
were spirits of some kind.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if the collector is
More like a entity that could be multiple things. You think that was the
I was
collector as well?
no, I think he might be a kami. I think he might be Izanagi
Oh, maybe.
because they're both depicted with white hair.
Ooh,
Like
maybe.
they have both have long white hair. They're men with long white hair, and the collector looked old, but not like he didn't look ancient. Obviously, he didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
beard or anything. He wasn't like Father Time or anything. But he
It
could
wasn't
still be
Gerald.
he could be like a middle aged version of the kami, and that might be why he's got this bear quest to understand. I would say love, maybe,
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he
and that
did
would
lose
explain why
her.
everything he takes is something somebody cherishes or loves, right?
Yeah, he was trying to fill his own void or understand it.
Yeah,
Well, that will do it
interesting.
for
Hey,
today.
another good night of sleuthing.
Thank you so much for being Epsilion. This is so much fun. My Watson,
Lots of fun.
we
Good
will
job.
we will continue this next time, and we will continue to explore and to find new answers.
All right.
All right, I'll
Welcome.
talk to you later, buddy. Thanks, cuz.
See you guys.
Bye, bye, friend.
Bye.
Bye, bye. Okay. Aww. But my Watson is very impressive. Always coming up with the most insane ideas. I don't know where he gets it. Anyway, thanks, guys. That was Tokyo Dark for today. We're definitely getting deep into it. Looks like we're starting to cover it. I knew there was a cult. Hold it. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. I think it's a pretty cool adventure. Um, so we'll have to do some more sleuthing next time. If you're gonna leave, once again, thank you for coming. My name is Icarus. These are the streams. I come here every today Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, as well as technically Saturdays 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. That might change this Saturday. I'm gonna see what works for everyone, because I try to get everyone together so we can all do an adventure together on those days. So I'll see what works for everyone. It might be a little earlier. And then on Sundays at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes 5:30 if I have to move it back a little bit, but usually it's not too bad. Anyway, if you're going to go now, may God bless you. I hope you have a fantastic night. If you're going to stick around a little longer, I am a Bible believing Christian. I do try to share a little bit of His Word each time. So I wanted to share a little bit of that today. If you want to stick around. Okay, here we are. And let me just get this up for everyone so everyone can see. One sec. Boop, and then boop. All right. So last time we were moving through Genesis, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to kind of go through major portions of his word and history in order to understand the truths. In the story today, we learned about Izanagi and Izanami as ancient folklore of Japanese lore, which is very cool and interesting. It has a lot of good messages and stuff and themes and things like that, and it makes for good trips into the streams. But I wanted to share a little bit of God's word and the truth of actual creation and how it all came together by his power and his glory. And kind of talk about that together and explore his majesty and some of the leading events to his death for us and where we are today. So we're going to be going through 14 through 25. We left off with verse 13, where the Lord had just created the plants on the earth and had already formed the lands and everything like that. So what happened next? Well, next thing on God's agenda of creation is the starry skies above and the celestial planets. And God said, verse 14, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for mapping out the seasons and the moon and things like that, and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night, the moon, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning on the fourth day. So God created the expanse of the cosmos and of the universe we know of in order to give light to the world, in order to give kind of more order. As we know, God is a God of order. He is a God of creation and meaning and depth to his work. So he created the stars and cosmos in order to give us order for us, our benefit, and for his glory, to be able to map out days and nights and things like that. Now it's time for some actual, we've got the plants, we've got all the, like celestial bodies and all that. Now it's time to create some animals. So, verse 20, and God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens. So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning, the fifth day. So, the first animals to ever be created, in case anyone wants to ask you a trivia question, birds and fish. Well, sea creatures and flying avian kind of creatures. They're the first animals God created. The sea creatures for the seas and the birds for the air. As he created the waters and the heavens first, might as well populate them first before moving on to land. And they were able to multiply and grow on their own creation that God made for them. So now we've got some animals moving in the waters and for his great glory and being able to create creatures. But there's still more to do. Beasts of the earth. Verse 24, and God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things and beasts of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So, right alongside the fish and the birds, God created the animals as well to populate the world. So we've got a pretty populated world here, an amazing piece of creation that God made for his glory and amazing majesty. And as awesome as it is with so many amazing things, it's still off. God always felt at this point, which we'll maybe explore next time, that there was still something missing. And that's where his most incredible creation comes into play, and where our story as humanity begins. So this is all pre-humanity. This is all before we were created and how the world was set up before us. And then comes the story, our part in God's story and his beginning of his love for us. Though, not the beginning because he already predestined to know who he loves, but you get the idea. So yeah, amazing work that God did, right? For the amazing parts of creation. Now, how we did it in specifically, I'm not going to go into the specific theories about like the long day creation, like how days were longer than 1,000 years and all that. I'm not going into that. All I know is he created all of it by his hand and his hand alone and breathed it into existence from nothing. And that's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to know that we have our God behind us who is that amazing. So with that, I'll leave us to it. Once again, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everyone being here. May God bless you, and I hope to see you next time. Be safe out there and take some time for yourself. Make sure to pray. Remember, he does listen and he does love you. God bless, and good night for now. Bye, guys.